Why, hello there. If you don't already recognize my sultry voice, this is DJartt of the High Score 510 podcast. First of all, I would like to thank you for listening to our show. Second of all, I want to remind you with a shameless plug of our Patreon page. Join our growing community and help support an indie podcast. The perks of being a patron, you ask? Why, Jesus will bless you. So go check out patreon.com/highscore510. And for the price of a tall pumpkin spice latte, you can help Taco Pablo relocate to Wichita, Kansas. Regardless of which, we appreciate your support and hope you enjoy the show.
Hey, Joe, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
Yeah, I'm gonna give one out to myself for allowing my grown kids to come over here and just do whatever they want. That's just for me. I don't have a computer plug. I don't have my old cell phone, all because of my grown kids coming over here running through my bedroom. I'm gonna have to put a lock on my master bedroom. I'm sorry. I don't mean to call it a master bedroom. That's not politically correct.
A master.
The owner.
Wait, that's not politically correct. That's funny because I call my bedroom the slave bedroom.
Come on. That's what we need to call it. Doesn't start tying up women.
Come on.
I do not condone tying up women and making love to them.
Unless they ask for it and agree, and we have a safe word.
I don't need a safe word. I just need a contract.
I thought your safe word was John 3:16.
This is terrible. What about real good?
Oh, I'm just trying to make sure I get to hell so I can choke that dude that created Zoom.
Oh, yes. Coming to you, fine state of North Carolina.
NC's finest over here.
NC's finest.
How y'all doing?
You look like a tall glass of peach sorbet.
It's a big frame to profile.
How's that heat, man?
It's rough. It's rough, but it's like rained 4 times since we've been here, which feels weird. I was like, you're not used to rain out there on the West Coast for these last couple of years.
We're in like the 4th stage of drought in most districts in California right now. It's like extreme drought, apparently. We're going to have another good fire season. So if you guys want to come visit, it's a great time to be a tourist in California. It's during our fire season. Something to behold. When half the state is on fire, you get some orange skies. You also get lots of ash in your chest.
You also feel the urge to contact your friends that have boats.
Yeah.
Because all the freeways blocked off.
We got a docket today, Brandon. Aaron's also once again having, as normal, computer issues. So so he's not here yet.
I feel like Aaron's the type of person that just says yes to any email that he gets. Like he's like, hey, you want to get 10% off of this? Yes.
We're gonna need to talk to him because he said his main computer is starting to crash. And I don't know if that's because he's doing the Lord's work or because it's just getting old.
No, it's both. And he's probably doing the Lord's work at a higher rate now.
Right, because he doesn't he's not a gamer, so he's not downloading all kind of games out.
No, he's not downloading games.
No.
I don't know if he's into the chat room thing or he's just messaging people.
No, I think he's just downloading Wave MP4 video files
that are all corrupted. Hold on, let me get the other headset. I think this headset's going bad.
Peadro look like an older version of my homie Daryl, my old college roommate right now.
Peadro look like he's DJing at the senior citizen house.
Yeah.
Either they're at a Waffle House.
And,
that one Waffle House that actually has room.
Yeah.
Peadro looked like he DJ at that place where the owner had to kick people out for twerking.
He look like he over here DJing that Bible study for the kids. Yeah.
That's the thing. He's a church DJ. They bring him in to do the Bible studies and the Saturday morning youth and stuff like that.
All right,
keep the kids in the church.
You call him DJ.
Play another hit, and all he keep playing is DJ Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, and Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah. He over here trying to install his equipment before he start playing. Everyone waiting while he 30 minutes late to start playing because he's still trying to read the instruction manuals on this stuff. So I did the tutorial online.
He's got alcohol wipes on the bottom of his CDs.
I don't think he can hear us.
No, I couldn't at first.
No, I think Peadro is on his iPad now.
Yeah, no, I'm on my cell phone.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yeah. The power plugs got mixed up somehow. My daughter, she's got a Dell, and she took my power plug home because she can't stop coming over here for some reason.
All that free food and free water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she damn near 40, Brandon. I just told her mother. I was like, you got these grown ass kids coming over here asking for everything. It's not like they don't have their own jobs and cars and stuff. They just over here for attention. She got a boyfriend and everything. I don't get it. When I was what, 20 years old, I was out the house. I was dating old black women.
Y'all ready to start the show? I think I'm kind of ready. Y'all ready to start the show?
I thought I got here late, but apparently.
Brandon, you came early. Brandon, as you can see, not much has changed. Brandon, I need a letter.
Oh, let's see what letter is here. U.
Ooh, okay. Unique, ubiquitous, ugly, uncanny, uncircumcised, unfaithful, any kind of uns. Eulogy. Eulogy. Fufu. Fufu. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the High Score 510 podcast. You can catch us at High Score 510 on the Instagram, the YouTube, and the Twitter, and the .com. And check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/High Score 510 and get our exclusive content. And also make sure you check out our Patreon Unlocked episode. Last week we were off. We are back, but we unlocked one of our Patreon bonus content episodes, our game of Irish Family Feud. Go ahead and give that a gander while you got a chance. Anywho, we are here with...
This is AG3. I'm just coming at you today. I haven't been fast at all. I haven't been moving fast or anything fast. So I'm just coming at you today.
All right. Yeah. Here's your soundbite, Aaron.
Welcome to hell.
Crazy thing is, I went to high school with two of them fools. I think I know the third dude I went to high school. That's Aaron.
Come on, man.
No, the dude name is Aaron.
Oh.
I went to Crenshaw High School.
I was gonna say the crazy thing about this is that I was in LA during I think my first year. It was my first summer break, or my first winter break of freshman year, and I was at Walking Venice Beach with a friend of mine, Tanita, and we got free tickets. They want us to come watch a screening for free of a movie, and you have to fill out like things that they need to improve on, things like that. And it was Tales in the Hood, but it didn't have none of the special effects in it, dude. and they changed up some of the story later on. I was like, wait, Thursday, this story whole way different from when I saw it.
And we are here with...
Hey, right, it's Captain P Funk. Just spending a lot of money now.
Floyd Mayweather now.
Dude, I'm spending money like Floyd Mayweather, and the truck ain't even broke.
All right, here's your soundbite.
Surprise! 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 Look who's walking. Oh. Nigga, I thought you said you was crippled. Oh, sweet pea. We're all crippled in some way. Put it down! You win. Now, this is the way It's gonna work.
I can't hear
I'm
it.
gonna take your little Mexican friend with me.
Oh, there it
And I'm gonna kill him. I'm Cuban B. Yes, Cuban B.
That's where I got Samson from, right there.
I want to talk to Samson.
So Aaron went to a screening. I also went to also had the bootleg version of Menace to Society, where Kane didn't die.
Now that was bad.
That was bad, and Bun B actually talked about it on, I think, Talib Kweli's podcast, how they had to film 2 versions or 3 versions.
That's
and
crazy.
I don't know how the dude got the bootleg version of him not dying, but they got the bootleg version of him not dying.
And the funny thing about that is me and this fool used to argue over the argument for years.
Yeah,
I didn't know
years.
we both saw different movies. Because I saw it like when it first came out, and then we just argued for years over that movie. And then I finally found out he saw the bootleg version.
All right. And we are here with
Hey, what's going on? This is Brandon, aka Taco Pablo, just out here killing June bugs, listening to Summer Rain.
TP.
There we go. Here we go.
Daddy, Ugly Black King, I finished my homework. Can you watch TV?
Let me hear your report.
Okay. Abraham Lincoln was born in a log cabin in Illinois. This poor white trash would only become the president of the United States.
Yes?
Once in office, this white capitalist swine manipulated the freedom of the black man for his own political career. Free brother to another piece of poor white trash, shot him in the head. The end. Woo!
Thank you, Jesus.
Hold on, dude. Hold on.
Just gonna say that's better than anything Key and Peele ever did.
Oh, so you on that trip, Brandon? Keen and Peele's not that funny.
No, they weren't. Not together.
It's like Saturday Night Live. Like once a quarter they'll get something right.
Yeah.
Like the football dance one was hilarious, or the substitute teacher one. But most
Yeah,
of the
it's
time,
every few weeks they would be like, "Man, you see that new Key and Peele?" And I'm like, "Oh, there's a new one." Like, yeah, it comes out every week though. I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." Every few weeks they had something.
Too cornball-ish for me, man. They were some cornball brothers.
Yeah, one cooned out real hard.
Actually, Keenan on SNL, I think that was their best episode. That was their best SNL episode this season. Is when he was on it. Yeah, because they have not been good.
Well, SNL it's been hard for SNL because ever since Trump has been out of office, you know what I'm saying? Like that, like they were, and that was something they talked about that people were talking about is like SNL hasn't had to do really any work because of the administration and the politically charged, state of affairs in our country. Like everything wrote itself what was going on in the White House for like the last 4 years. And then it's like, what are they going to do when if Trump doesn't win and he's out of the White House? They are going to have a hard time coming up with material to keep up with, whatever is going on. And they're going to be tested as writers. And they have been because, they were able to get, your boy Alec Baldwin to do Trump anytime they really wanted to. And he became a mainstay, showing up all the time. And then the Rudy Giuliani angle and all the other crazy Kellyanne Conway angles, like they just couldn't make shit. Like it was too easy. And now they ain't got it. They ain't got it like they used to.
So the little girl was the one from Jurassic Park that was in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Most people don't know that.
Boy been in? I'm trying to figure out.
I don't know what that little boy is, man. Is that Charlie Hunnam? Is it Sons of Anarchy or something?
Come on, man. The most overrated actor.
Probably teaching African American studies at Howard now.
Yeah, the way he's speaking, you know what I'm saying? Shoot. He probably at Jackson State working with Dion history department.
He might be working on world issues of colored men, working for them with Kyrie Irving.
Come on. And my name is Gerrit, aka DJartt, with 2 T's for a double dose of Tink Tink. The D is silent, so it's just Jart. Here's my soundbite. This one's dedicated to Kyrie.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's
my favorite lines ever.
That
This definitely made me realize I was watching movies way too young. Like, I was watching way too young.
What year that came out? That came out in 94.
Yeah. I remember I watched that shit.
I was in my family, finally got cable TV, and I was able to watch that when it premiered on HBO.
That was one of the first times I saw butt sex being presented as a thing in prison. I was like, oh, they just raping each other. Oh, they enjoying it. It didn't look happy. Anyways, shout out to Clarence Williams III sponsorship. RIP, come on our show. Anyways,
hell, Gerrit, come on, man. I don't know. Come on, Gerrit.
You want the casket on the skull?
I'm sure he's gonna get buried in a decent time frame, unlike James Brown.
I was hoping they would go get him to do the biopic of James Brown, because I think he would have been great, because he got that sweaty face syndrome like James Brown do. You know what I'm saying? He could do that whole sweaty face thing, but it's too bad. Now we're gonna be stuck with you know what I'm saying, your boy Michael B. Jordan.
What would Michael B. Jordan do?
Kobe!
Michael B. Jordan has signed up for a Hulu original, Hulu Studios original, to play Clarence Williams III in a biopic, Aaron. What will Michael B. Jordan do?
Yeah, I'm Michael B. Jordan. I got into this. I learned this new thing called method acting. So I'm ready to act out Clarence Thomas III, one of his parts. Right now, this is him in Sugar Hill when he was on top of getting beat on top of the brownstone. Gus, I'm sorry. This is him in Tales from the Hood. I'm gonna really hit the method on this one, so you guys might be shocked. Don't remember. You want the shit? You want the shit? The shit is what you want? I'll give you the shit. Straight in hell. Ha 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 ha. Oh, this is from him from the Attica movie too. Do it. Do it. Fuck him up. I'm Michael B. Jordan. You just with this method acting, Clarence Thomas III. Go ahead and start engraving my name on that Oscar already. Matter of fact, just go ahead and put Laura Harvey's name on it. I'm gonna give it to her.
Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Come on our show. Sponsorship.
I will say I've seen a couple things with Michael B. Jordan in it recently. He does act like he's asking somebody for directions most of the time. Like, I think I'm on the right street. But can you tell me which way the first street is?
Only person in every role you think he's looking for a Metro PCS store.
Taco Pablo, you're back. How are things treating you out there? We know you just moved to it's not Wichita, Kansas, but it is instead North Carolina. You got the youngest one in the house with you too. Y'all doing well out there, adjusting to the heat and the culture and the thunderstorms?
Oh no, man, it's been nice. I think for us, it's been exciting to see the rain. I'm pretty sure that will wear off very soon. But I felt like our 3.5-year-old didn't know what to do when it came down raining, because it's been like scattered showers, so it comes down real hard for like 10 minutes and it's just sunny, right? Mm-hmm. So we're about to get out of the grocery store and it's raining. He's like, I don't want to go out there. And I'm like, you're going to have to get used to this.
Yeah, you in the South, it's going to rain a lot.
Now, I had to think better of it because, number one, I'm still driving around with my California license plate, my California ID. Mm-hmm. So I don't necessarily need to be dragging my kid into the grocery store. She's scared of the rain. Don't need that kind of attention right now. But yeah, definitely getting used to it.
See, that show you Brandon not in the deep South, because in the deep South, he would have been able to yell at the kid and then drag her in. And told her to shut the hell up. And then, he in the deep South, it's fine. He in too much of a northern South place.
They got them good northern sensibilities.
You see him over there? That's going to be you in a minute. That's how other parents look at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Any good restaurants you've had out there that have changed the game for you yet, or any new little snacks out there that we don't have on the West Coast that you are like, oh man, I can't believe I've been missing this.
Oh, I mean, we're so out in the Bay. We're definitely food snobs. We feel like we have access to good food everywhere we go.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not good, you close down pretty quickly. But here, you'll hang on for years. Like you'll hang on for years being a mediocre restaurant. So we've had a couple of those instances. There were a couple of good Thai places on the search for a good taco.
Mm-hmm.
Have not found that just yet. And the barbecue is a third of the price and twice as good as anywhere else we've been.
Okay, so barbecue is popping out there.
Look, you can't find no tacos because the Hispanics ain't made it that far north yet.
I like how Pedro's being culturally appropriate by calling them Hispanics since we're in the East Coast, South.
The Españols ain't welcome here.
Well, it depends on who you vote for, because if you
the Spanish-speaking Negroes,
you call them Latinx if you voted for Elizabeth Warren.
The Latinxes. Okay. Well, I definitely want to get some of that barbecue. They got the apple cider based vinegar sauces out there.
It's all vinegar based barbecue here.
Oh, that's my steez. I need to go out there.
Because we're at a restaurant. They're like, oh, we have like Sweet Baby Ray's and we have our house made barbecue sauce. I was like, let's try the house based. And I was like, this is just really like not spicy hot sauce. Like this is what.
But it's good. It usually got good flavor, right? It have good flavor. Put on hit.
It's like they put some of that Tony Cashiers in a vinegar and they mixed it around there and it's our barbecue sauce.
Okay.
I imagine the barbecue would be better there in North Carolina. I haven't had barbecue in North Carolina. I had the famous Arthur Bryant's in Kansas City.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, the sauce is good, but I think the meat's overrated.
What?
Yeah,
what like you ordered? You probably ordered chicken. What did you order?
Beef brisket. Why would I go out there and order chicken?
You do some shit like that, man. You might go out there and be like, hey, can I just get a wing, man? Because you do Wang Kang. That's why.
No, I'm only order wings at gas stations, grocery stores, gas stations, inside the service areas for diesel oil change.
There you go.
Get your chicken wings the same place you get your donuts.
Yep.
Come go to the donut spot and give me a couple wings.
We got a spot here in Arizona. It's called Chicken and Donuts, and it's closed on Tuesdays and Sundays.
Yeah, he knows the schedule.
Yeah, I tell you right there, he knows the schedule.
That's what's up.
But it's not all that good. They're a little overpriced, and they're trying to make money off the excitement. They got gourmet donuts. They put cereal on their donuts and stuff like that.
Let's get into some news, some fan mail from Strong on Science on Instagram. Sent us a news article and said, effing hell, with a link to an article about Nevada. Last week, Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak signed a series of bills related to tribal law, one of which bans the racist practice of sundown sirens in 2021, which, due to the odd quirks of history, are still rung out, at least in one rural town, every day south of Reno. This is on Raw Story. Shout out to Raw Story sponsorship. Sundown sirens were traditionally a warning for non-white people in the town to leave at the end of the day, as their presence was not allowed after sundown. As the Daily Beast reports, while the bans on non-white people have gone away, in the town of Minden, the siren itself has not. Critics say the sirens have their roots in the 1908 ordinance in Gardnerville, a town that borders Minden, requiring all non-white individuals to be home by 6:30. The decree targeted Native Americans, reported Corbin Bowles. That was expanded in 1917 when Douglas County, which houses both towns, adopted the law and imposed a $25 jail fine and jail time, or both, on violators. The siren was later moved to Minden, where it's been ever since. The ordinance was repealed in 1974 after it was ruled unconstitutional, but the siren remained. Residents of Minden, population 3,150, have said the siren is part of the town's culture and is not a racist symbol. Rather, Minute officials have said in a 2006 resolution states Siren honored local volunteers.
Look, Gerrit, I don't know where you're going with this. I'll tell you this, though. I'm all right with they don't put the Sirens over here in Oakland where I'm at. But I only would take the Siren if they put the law in, too, to keep some of these fools. I agree to it. I ain't mad at that then. I agree to it. Bring it out here.
It's like
fireworks at 1:30 in the morning. I'll take that and the sundown rule. Go backwards. You know, if you ain't gonna appreciate the freedoms you got now, or even if it's not 100% free or 100% equal, if who's gonna act like this, then let's go ahead and just take it back. Take it back. Make people really appreciate something.
Make America great again.
I don't want to make America great again because I don't know. I tell you what, because it never was great for some people. I just want people to stop popping fireworks at 1:30 and arguing and fighting.
Just make them think twice before they do stuff like that.
Exactly. Just make them think twice. Like, you know what? The sun is down. Maybe I shouldn't pop this. Shoot off this one that explodes and goes in the air and explode again at 1:30 in the morning. Maybe I should be out here drinking and hollering at somebody.
Give us 3.
We need to see Aaron. I need to see Aaron on KTVU and Crom 4 at night talking about how they need to institute new sundown firecracker laws in Oakland.
Start it right now. They can start it tomorrow. They can start it today, tonight.
I'm actually like Aaron. I'm actually one that's sundown law when it comes to drag racing down this street. I'm trying to get the association to put some speed bumps down here. These fools around here be revving. They get right here, just like Aaron, get right in my backyard to start their burnout.
I'm gonna need them to put a sundown siren on the side of my building for the people who are starting to re-frequent the bar across the street from my apartment. How about that? That'll be nice.
Just wait. You wait till Tuesday, Gerrit. You complain about that now. Wait till Tuesday.
Oh shit! Yeah, everything's opening back up on Tuesday. Shout out to Gavin Newsom sponsorship. Boxing was put back on the map in the last 2 weeks. In the last week, there's been some major boxing events happening. Number one, Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul sold 1 million pay-per-views for their 8-round boxing exhibition match. Shout out sponsorship. In other news, your boy Lamar Odom fought Aaron I want Candy Carter and beat him with a TKO. What do you guys think about that?
First starters, I don't know why you call them major boxing events, dude. Some of them didn't look like boxing. I'm glad I didn't pay for none of that stuff.
I totally forgot they were fighting this weekend, to be 100% honest with you. It was
last weekend.
Oh, it was last weekend.
Last weekend was the Mayweather, and then on Wednesday, that's how bad the Lamar Odom fight was. That was like on a Wednesday or Tuesday or some shit. What was
that?
Yeah, it was on I think it was on, what is it, the 11th? So that was on Thursday, I think. It was a little bit, I would say for the Logan Paul match, it was kind of what you expected. I honestly, conspiracy brother in me thinks that Floyd Mayweather obviously was getting paid a certain, fee just to box. He was going to make his millions to box regardless. And then the pay-per-view points, he's going to get some on. And then the gambling side, this fool he was like, man, this is easier than y'all realize. I can basically carry this fight. I could bet for it to go all 8 rounds and make even more money. So I think what he did was he did the full trifecta. He did the Harlem Nights thing where he got all the money from every angle. He got paid up front. He got pay-per-view buys, which was, they said, reached 1 million. And then he probably had people gambling his money on himself to go all 8 rounds to make even more money. So shout out to Floyd Mayweather. Sponsorship.
Good is an ancient Anglo-Saxon word. Go-ah, meaning the absence of color. I.e., it's all good, which it is.
He called himself a legalized bank robber. That's what he called himself this week. So that's
exactly what he did.
That's what he did. That's what he did. So we had some fan mail from Todd Wagner, who is saying boxing is dead. The promoters are no longer even valid, and which was killing the sport to begin with. But now we have social media figures running their own promotion and fighting subpar fights, which are making more money and getting more pay-per-view buys and eyes on it than real boxing. Boxing has done it to itself. It is officially dead. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I think you got there's just like music or sports. There are people that are really good at doing it, and people are really bad at doing it. So like I think Logan and Jake Paul are really good at promoting their fight, but this past weekend there was TikTok versus YouTubers, and that shit did terrible. Like they were not. Nobody was watching that. So
that happened this weekend.
You ever heard of? That happened this weekend. A bunch of YouTubers versus a bunch of TikTokers. I don't know what you call them. But anyway, they had a full card of boxing.
And how many pay-per-view buys do they get?
Man, I'm sure none, dude.
Did you buy it? Let's take a poll this podcast.
I didn't even know about it. You should take a poll. Did we even know about it?
According to the High Score 510 poll, 0%. There were 0 buys for that shitty pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, the great thing is everybody thinks they can fight. But they're all really good.
Oh, big body shot!
That is, which is promoting a fight.
Yeah. I think. I'm seeing a clip from this fight right here. I don't even know who this is. Is Peter Guns versus
the rapper Peter Guns. Uptown baby, uptown baby, uptown baby. Peter Guns. You don't remember Peter Guns, Gerrit?
I remember Peter Guns. I remember that weak ass.
Peter Guns and Lord Tyreek.
Yeah, that's that Steely Dan sample.
Deja Vu.
And what that song charted like.
Oh, charted one, man. Then they came out with all them remixes in every city you went to. They had a remix of the Bay Area.
Yeah, it made a lot of money off that one song.
Well, they paid a lot of money for that Steely Dan sample.
Yeah,
I feel like this whole boxing thing, they figure out a way to do bum fights, but use like people who've been on TV before. Remember that was real big back in the day? Like, give 2 homeless people like $50 each. Is like, hey, y'all fight for like 3 minutes. Like, I feel like that's what this is. It's just a little more organized.
You know what, man? The internet really changed the game on all this. Just like Brandon said, it's YouTubers. It's whoever get the most clicks, they go out and fight. Just really changed the game, man.
Y'all see Lamar Odom's draws the whole fight?
Draws? Oh, because his pants was falling down?
Dude, it was like they were high in the front and they just dangling in the back, bruh. You see that?
And it's not like he has no experience wearing shorts in an athletic competition. Like, he should be able to do this.
Yeah, what the hell is going on?
Dude, it was odd. So yeah, Lamar Odom TKO'd Aaron Carter in the second round, and Aaron Carter looked like he didn't want no more problems.
He was yelling to stop that.
That one did look like Mike Tyson Punch Out though. He looked so short.
Yeah, that one didn't look fair. Yeah, that one didn't look fair, dude.
Yeah, it looked bad. It looked really bad. And the people who are in the crowd. So somebody said, I paid $30 for this bullshit.
But you had to know it was bullshit before you got there, really.
And Chuck,
yeah, you got to be mad at yourself because you had to know. You're watching a guy that almost died in a whorehouse for taking too many gas station sex drugs and illegal drugs combined, with the guy who just did. What happened to Aaron Carter recently? He was in the news talking. Family tried to have him check in.
Yeah, he's trying to fight his own family, I think, and yeah, there's a couple other things.
I have no idea who Aaron Carter is.
He is the younger brother of Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys.
He don't know who Nick Carter is.
Oh, yeah, I don't have no idea who Nick Carter is either.
Okay, he's a white dude that had mediocre talent that was put in a boy band.
Look at the weight class. Look how Lamar Odom. I thought they would be close because I didn't have any idea who these people are. I was like, okay, some big kid or something like that. Look at the size of Lamar Odom compared to this kid.
Yeah, well, it was ridiculous.
That's not fair, and nobody should allow it. Who allowed this?
Maybe they figured that Lamar Odom would be high on gas station sex drugs and regular recreational drugs, and he wouldn't be able to move as fast or well.
That's what they thought. They probably. Yeah.
That's a steroid.
The funny thing is, look who the referee is. Like you trust Chuck Liddell to be able to referee right?
Yeah, Chuck Liddell is not the person that should be doing this, but Chuck got to make money too, I guess.
Hey, yeah, man, he was tight before people really started making money in MMA.
Look, he was allowing it.
He was tight when he was fighting people who were novices. That's what Chuck Liddell was tight. He's fighting weak people. Well, yeah. So I guess my question is, with these pay-per-views doing so well, at least the Mayweather Paul one doing so well at $50 a pop, and the Jake Paul fighting Ben Askren sold, they said close to $1 million. The Paul brothers are now getting, a lot of buzz for, having the biggest buys in boxing currently. They're also transitioning to fighting MMA fighters, or at least Jake Paul is, as he's scheduled to fight Tyron Woodley later this year. And these fighters are realizing they can make more money to do a celebrity boxing match against the Paul brother or against somebody else than they are to fight in the UFC. So my question is, are the Paul brothers the new Moses of the UFC fighters' pay liberation?
With Dana White being so stingy, not splitting some of his profits in a fair manner. You got to understand, these guys out here fighting, getting concussed, getting hurt, breaking legs, tearing limbs, and for what? Like $15,000 a fight on the lower cards, and they can hop into some of these celebrity fights and get a whole million. I blame the promoters for allowing these amateurs out here just to do anything. You know, you're in a digital age. You know, you're in YouTube age where you can pretty much entertain yourself on any format. You got to be creative enough and not be as stingy, so you don't lose all your clientele. This is not forward thinking on like Dana, the boxing, whatever they call, what is it, the IBA? They're not progressive, so they're losing out to these YouTube stars or people that are retired. You got people coming out retired. I believe if they pay their fighters a fair wage, and show some type of professionalism, like the fighters do, but the bag is all going to one place or going to one person.
80 to 85% of the money goes back to the UFC. 15%, at most 20% is being split between the fighters' pay.
And that's why they're going to like, wait a minute, I'm sitting up here, all this training, all this hard training. That UFC is not easy. I mean, there's people, you've heard stories of these fighters getting hurt in sparring matches and practicing. And they're doing regular jobs, bouncer jobs and all this stuff. No, man, it should be some type of I'm not saying union, but it should be something they can get together to put together. We discussed it on the show before. Now that we just go to YouTube and fight some goofy and get paid. Well, I guess you had it coming.
Oh, but they still got to develop a name for themselves now. They can't be like some weak UFC fighter and then thinking that Logan or Jake Paul going to be like, hey, man, I'll fight you. No, they still got to have a name.
They do have to have a name. No, I'm saying you got to build up a name. You're right. You build up a name, but you're not going to have a Grand Marquis because they're not going to stay for long.
Right. Well, yeah, I think you'll have more of the John Jones situation where he doesn't want to fight unless he gets a big paycheck.
Yeah.
And then a lot of middle tier people are going to try to get to that level and then bounce out into other stuff too. But I think the one thing that's good about the UFC, like nobody can really you can't really duck a lot of fighters. I feel like UFC really organizes it where like you're going to see the fights you want to see, unless you want to see McGregor or Diaz again. But other than that, you usually get the fights that are the two people that are well matched. I think that's a good thing, but at the same time, I think Dana White, all their money's allocated before they even pay the fighters, as far as the people he owes and the people he deals with.
Recently, Paulo Costa, who he said he had never signed on to fight Gerrit Cannonier. Paulo Costa is one of the top ranked middleweights in the UFC, and he said that he said pay me. Paulo, he pulled out of his UFC main event against Gerrit Cannonier for August 21st because he says that the fighter pay in the UFC is a disgrace. He's training and helping Jake Paul do a little bit of sparring, and basically when he realized how much money Jake Paul was making for doing this fight, he realized, saying like, why am I actually being a highly trained fighter and doing all this when, saying these fools are going to pay me like 100th of what Jake Paul is going to make, or you know what I'm saying, a 10th at most of what Jake Paul is making for being an amateur fighter, you know. So I think you're starting to see some fighters who are clamoring to fight Jake Paul or Logan Paul or one of these celebrities. But also maybe they're starting to realize that there should be a bigger proportion of the money going, especially when they're fighting on the main card or they're fighting as the main event. They should be getting, you know what I'm saying, some kind of baseline amount of money, which a lot of them are getting just $20,000 at most, or, you know, the minimum salary is $12,500 for a fight. And that's if you're a lower tier fighter. But, you know, some of these guys are making $20,000, $30,000, maybe $50,000 for a fight. But if you're, you know, you're headlining and you got a name, you should be making, you know, a good amount of money where you're not going to be still scraping and scrounging to get by as a fighter, because you got to pay your team that trains you. You got to pay your training fees, and all that goes into it. And then not to mention if there's any like lingering health issues, like the UFC covers your immediate health issues, but like if you got to buy prescriptions and you got to do other things later on, rehab, I don't know how much they actually cover their fighters through all that stuff. So I wouldn't expect them to cover them, like have some kind of comprehensive health plan for them, other than like if you have an injury related directly to a fight, they'll help you. They'll pay for that for you to get that fixed immediately. But otherwise, any lingering shit you got to deal with on your own.
Yeah, I think they're contractors. So basically, UFC. They're
gig workers.
Contract. Yeah, they run a 1099. That's why I told one of the fighters they need to get him an escort.
But so are the Paul brothers going to be the people who are actually going to carry this fighter pay movement in MMA to some kind of collective movement where the fighters are going to get some kind of collective representation, or are they just you know what I'm saying
no, they're
shooting
just cashing
star
out, man. They just shooting star. They cashing out. Because think about it. If fools will be like, man, oh man, I'm quitting UFC, like good people, it's not long that the Paul brothers going to keep losing and nobody want to watch, going to pay to somebody keep losing, right? So, I mean, it's a shooting star. They're taking advantage of this moment. I agree with our caller, our fan mail. Yeah, boxing is dying. Did they do it to themselves? I think it's just like UFC. Every sport does it to themselves. You know, Abraham Lincoln once said, when democracy dies, it's not going to die from something on the outside. It's going to die by the inside.
Oh, that racist swine, Abraham Lincoln.
yeah, that one.
You talking about that poor white trash?
MLB baseball has a problem. There has been growing concern and growing knowledge of pitchers using substances on the balls. Gerrit Cole, one of the most dominant pitchers in baseball, had this to say this week when asked whether or not he had ever used anything such as spider tack to doctor the balls.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't quite know how to answer that, to be honest. I mean, there are customs and practices that have been passed down from older players to younger players, from the last generation of players to this generation of players. And, you know, I think there are some things that are certainly out of bounds in that regard. And I've stood pretty firm in terms of that, in terms of the communication between our peers and whatnot. You know, and I, again, like I mentioned earlier, there's, you know, this is important to a lot of people that love the game, and this is including the players in this room, including fans, including, you know, teams. And so if MLB wants to, you know, legislate some more stuff, that's a conversation that we can have, because ultimately we should all be pulling in the same direction on this.
All right. So Gerrit Cole definitely used spider tack on the balls and is one of the pitchers who has definitely been doctoring the balls to increase their spin rate in the last few years. What do you guys think about that?
I think let's not act like it's one or a few. It's basically almost all. It's a lot of pitchers. But here's the thing, Jared. I'll be honest with you. I heard about this like 3 years ago. 3 years ago. 3 years ago, you hear about this. Baseball always rides shit as far as they can ride it, to the point where it gets to the point where they look stupid for not taking care of it. Just like the sign stealing, right? When they were using technology to sign steal. Baseball knew about it. That's why they sent out a memo even before the Astros did their trash can things, and they sent out memos after. Baseball doesn't know how to handle things to keep things off the sport.
Yeah, baseball is like that parent who lets the party keep going because everyone's having a good time and it seems everyone's enjoying themselves, and then they let it go a little too far, and then somebody gets in a car crash or somebody gets the police call. Somebody gets shot. Somebody breaks something in the house. You know what I'm saying? Something bad happens, and then they're like, "Oh, let's change the rules now. Next time we have this party, we're gonna try and remember what we remember this time." But then they go have another party later on, and the same shit happens. You know, I remember Trevor Bauer coming out and speaking about it, saying that the Houston pitchers were some of those guys, and Verlander getting his spin rate a couple years ago.
Verlander was looking like he was washed at the end of Detroit, right? And then all of a sudden he gets to Houston, and him and Cole. And Cole was a guy who had like 1.5 good years up in Pittsburgh, and all of a sudden he gets to Houston, and they become this dominant force that are breaking everywhere. I was so mad when Gerrit Cole broke J.R. Richardson's strikeout for the season record at Houston. It really pissed me off because one, J.R. Richardson did it with less innings, and two, J.R. Richardson did it without any cheating. And I mean, Trevor Bauer, like you said, he talked about it for years. And it was like, we sat here and we knew about it for years. Baseball always waits till people get out of control with the shit before they do anything. The steroid era, it was the same shit. Tony Gwynn said this. Tony Gwynn said this back in like 92 during spring training. He told Tim Kirchin and Buster, he told him, he said, there's something up with those guys at the Oakland A's, because they were playing the A's in the spring training game. So they worked out together, and then they had one weight room at the facility. And he said, looking at the way what these fools are lifting, something's up, because these guys are lifting. And don't forget, Tony Gwynn was a multiple star athlete in high school and college. So he knew how, baseball players lift compared to other sports, to football and other sports lifting. He went to college. He was using the weight room. When you're in there, you see football players in the weight room and see how they really lift. So for him to see Mark McGwire and Canseco and those guys lifting weights that he probably saw more than college football players lifting, defensive linemen, he knew something was up. Baseball knew it. They let themselves, he said that before the strike. Like steroids in baseball wasn't new. The Bash brothers were using them before the strike. And then baseball turned a blind eye to get the money back in it. Baseball always turns blind eyes until it gets out of control.
And then Mark McGwire got them big jowls with that ground beef skin on his face.
That's just bad acne. You don't talk about somebody's bad acne, Gerrit. Damn.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize middle-aged acne was a thing unless you was taking steroids.
We need to get Little P on this because I need a professional opinion. He's got those professional opinions on how to spin that ball. You have to have a pitcher on. See if he's not busy.
And we need him to use Spider Tack for one game to see how much it helps his game out.
Exactly. If you're not cheating, you're not trying in the game of baseball. These tactics, rubbing dirt, mud, Mississippi mud. What else they use, Aaron? Vaseline, KY jelly. All these things they use to get some type of either grip or slipperiness on the ball, so the ball changes direction. Mm-hmm. These are practices that have been, out the 60s, 50s, maybe, spitballs, just different type of things to cheat the game. It was corking bats. What was the first cork bat? Was that by? I'm not a baseball aficionado, but there was so many cork bats back in the days, and I'm talking about days before our parents was born, basically. It seemed like the baseballs always had some type of edge of cheating. It's small cheating, it's big cheating, uppers, downers, whatever it is. It's always been something. The game has been sullied. But just like NASCAR, when they use all their tricks, baseball has their tricks, So it's always something with baseball when it comes to getting an advantage. And maybe they do because it's, it brings attention when you have either people knocking it out the park or you getting these no hitters. But I'm not a baseball aficionado. We need a pro for this one.
I think baseball is a microcosm of America in many ways. It's situationally based and it's situationally biased. And just like Gerrit Cole said, some of these things have been passed down, just like racism been passed down from generation to generation. And privilege is passed down from generation to generation. You know what I'm saying? All he's doing is spelling out the American story. So, it is what it is. I think it's another one of those unwritten rules, in baseball. You can try and find any edge you can as long as you don't get caught, or as long as, really, as long as you don't get caught, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You can go down the record books for being tight while using some kind of substance or some kind of advantage that nobody else had. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's steroids, spider tack, pine tar, segregation, you can go down the record books for being tight as long as you had it on your side. Play to your advantage, passed down from generation to generation. Those Negroes don't play in this league. Don't worry about it. We're going to set some records. Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts is the segment we end the show on, where we get a chance to rant, complain, or speak about something that's just been agitating you all week. Or you can speak something positive into the world and highlight something that's going on that is positive. Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts.
It's time.
We're burning now.
God, if you let it in, hell!
So cold and bleeding now.
I'm in with it, man.
Gonna let you down.
He had sex with my mama.
We're broken people now.
I just said I need a Becky.
Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Aaron, do you have a Cutty Corner Shoutout?
I did, and I forgot to write it down, and I'm really upset with myself because I had a good one, and I forgot to write it down, and I'm sitting here like, man, I have no idea what it was about. It was a good Cutty Corner Shoutout too, but I don't remember what it was about. I'm looking around like I thought I wrote it. Usually I put it in my phone, but I thought I wrote it somewhere.
Is it fireworks or new Apple Apple laptops not having proper adapters?
That can always be one that Apple and other new laptops not putting the HDMI. I mean, not putting the what's the cord I'm thinking of?
USB.
A USB. Like, which computer doesn't use USB? You got two ports here. And one of them's not a USB to make you spend an additional $20. That's ridiculous. That can always be a shout out. But it was something else, and I can't remember. Oh, I know. Now I remember. The shout out goes out to Zoom. So today this week, I spent a total of over 9.5 hours in meetings, which is usually for my job. The last week is what we call our fun week. We have to finish up attendance and other things and various paperwork. And then usually we finish that up and then we, get to the end of our year. And that last year, we might have one meeting in person. It might last maybe an hour or 2 hours, usually involves food. It's the end of the year. Like, it's a nice wind down to the end of the year. But now we got new supervisors and different things. And for some reason, people really like Zoom and they really want to meet on Zoom. And Zoom allows them to have, because it's not in person, they don't have to book the conference room or anything like that. Zoom allows them to go longer or meet more than before, right? And so my problem's been Zoom. I mean, I was so upset. These meetings were long and pointless that I was so upset that I thought to myself, if I ever have a time machine, right? Most people will be like, man, if I had a time machine, I'll go back and buy this Apple stock. I'll go back and try to, change this one thing and make the world a better place. Let me tell you something. If I had a time machine, when I come back, I'm going to still have the money I have and be living in this part of Oakland I live in, and the world's still going to be the world, because two things ain't going to happen. I'm not going to buy Apple stock for 25 cents a share, one, and I'm not going to go back and kill Hitler. I tell you, the one person I will go for, I'm going back and I'm getting the dude that created Zoom. And I'm getting him, and I don't know whatever age they want to test me out. I'm just gonna say it has to be from the moment he born to before he created Zoom. I don't care, just sit me there. I'll take care of this because that motherfucker wasted my life, man. He already got me having migraines as an adult because supervisors who feel like to justify the job during the pandemic, you got to be on Zoom the number of hours you work. So I'm sitting there on Zoom all day getting migraines. I only had one as an adult, which was years ago, which was in the 90s. I had two since we were on during the pandemic on Zoom, two. And I tell you this, the creator of Zoom, I hope he burns in hell. And I hope, he's next to Hitler in hell watching Lil Nas X give the devil a lap dance.
So my real Cutty Corner shout out goes out to the NBA, this youth NBA, the new NBA. In fast breaks. So during this playoffs, I watched countless teams, countless players on a wide open fast break. And I believe we said this on the show, but now it's in their head so deep, like they can't think on their own. They're either trying to throw a lob, they're running to the 3-point corner, or they're just plain and simple missing layups. They're contested layups. I have to admit, but they're missing. And I'm like, dude, dunk the ball. Every time there's a fast break, I don't want to see nobody. I would coach this old school so bad. Don't nobody. That's free 2 points. 2 points. It's free. And sometimes it'll be 3 because the dude you're going to the basket on is going to foul you. The number one on Shaq and a Fool, when Kyle Kuzma tried to throw a lob to LeBron James and realized LeBron James was covered, it ended up shortchanging it to the same side of the rim, and it made Shaq and a fool. You know why it made Shaq and a fool? Because he's a fool. And but it's just a trend in the NBA. I watched, I think Randall miss a wide open layup. He's 6'8". I watched, I think it was a John Collins that had a breakaway and missed. It tried to lay the ball up instead of slam dunking the ball. When is this in fast break? You trying to be so finesse or trying to figure out, oh, should I hit this 3-pointer or should I go to the rim, do this under the basket layup and miss? What happened to tapping? What happened to dunking? Just tap the ball in. Use the backboard. Tap.
You take tapping right now. You'll take tapping over the way they're playing.
Exactly. Just tap. What is going on out here? I'm just watching people miss just wide open or contested layups so bad on a fast break. No, you got to slam dunk the ball. You got to throw that down. I see, people doing it in you can slam dunk the ball. Or you can dunk on somebody and you in a set and you run it, you down there on 5-on-5. You can slam dunk the ball on a fast break. You know why? Because you have momentum. There ain't no Byron Scotts out there. There ain't nobody going to pull up from 20 feet and hit jump shots like Byron Scott. And who else used to do that, Aaron?
Orlando Woolridge?
Mark McGuire used to do that too. I don't know. I mean, I know there was some other players that was like, they was money on a pull-up.
Byron Scott was money. Yeah, you're right. Like Mark McGuire. Yeah, they were better at shooting on like going full speed and just stopping and popping.
Stop and pop. That was the famous.
But that was also how the coaches used to teach back in the 80s. They used to teach you to spot, like either go straight in or stop and pop if there's a big guy under there. But now, like you said, just go to the goddamn basket.
Yeah, and it's all this. We got these great athletes. These guys can jump out the gym. Are they more athletic than the guys in the 80s? Of course. Are they smarter? No. You can actually watch them practice or bring to the game what they learn in practice. Oh, I got to run to the 3-point line. I got to get to the 3-point line, jack up this 3 on a fast break. So they automatically, it's ingrained in their head. They can't get it out their mind. I just watched so many players do it these playoff series. So that's my Cutty Corner shout. Not just having the wits to go up aggressively towards a 2-pointer.
Well, my Cutty Corner shout out goes out to the subculture created by Uber and Lyft drivers. Motherfuckers who just decide to double park in the middle of a goddamn lane randomly, especially the ones who do it after they just made a turn onto the street. If you don't get your podunk, idiotic, dumb, self-centered, non-understanding of sharing the road or space with other people, ass out my way, I'm going to start carrying extra used batteries in my car. So I'm going to throw them at your windows as I drive by. Okay? Because I'm tired of motherfuckers pulling over and just blocking the whole lane of traffic instead of clearly when there's an area to pull over. It could be a parking spot. It could be a driveway. It could be a red or yellow zone. Pull over. If you're sitting there to wait for somebody, you can always pull over. You don't have to just stop in the middle of the street and sit there and block traffic and then all of a sudden create some kind of congestion and people trying to swerve over and get over it, almost getting accidents because they're trying to get around you and there's people in the other lane. Or we got to swerve into oncoming traffic to get around you because we trying to continue driving instead of being stopped by yo punk ass who don't want to just pull over. Something's got to be done about this. Lyft and Uber need to be charged extra service fees. They should also be charged for any accidents that are caused after a car is decided to be double parked instead of just pulling the fuck over. And secondarily, anybody who is sees that and is influenced by that should be slapped in the goddamn face. Okay? You see people doing stupid shit. You're just gonna say, "Oh, they doing it, so I'm gonna start doing that stupid shit." No. Pull your ass over and stop blocking traffic. What's wrong with you, motherfuckers?
I actually seen that, Gerrit. Last time I was out there, that Uber driver picked us up, and he was all out in the middle of the street.
Oh, you talking about when he picked us up?
Yeah, he picked us up.
And there's a driveway right in front of Aaron's building where he could pull over and just not block traffic, right?
He didn't even try.
Aaron, he was all in the middle of the street.
He blocked it where you could make the right turn too. He stayed in the middle of the street and blocked where cars could make a right turn to get on that. Yeah, he was in it.
Dude, just pull over. It's ridiculous. Man.
We dropped us off in the middle of the street.
I was also going to give a shout out to Ned Beatty. Ned Beatty, the actor who was the first person on film to get made to squeal like a pig, right? In that movie Deliverance, where he was made to squeal like a pig.
That's Ian Kelly. Shout out to Ian Kelly. That's one of his favorite movies.
Oh, it is? Oh, that's a great movie. Deliverance is a great movie. Who Picking the Banshee here? But Ned Beatty's passed away today. Shout
out to Ned Beatty sponsorship. Come on our show.
Come on, Gerrit.
Aside from that is our show, my friends. That is our show. Oh yeah, Ned Beatty. He's a good actor. He's a good guy. I liked him. That is our show. Any final words y'all have for our fans out there?
Fans out there, thank you for tuning in. Come back. I hope I sound all right this show. I will have my microphone hooked up next week. My computer crashed and I couldn't get it going. It won't restart in safe mode, so I was worried that it was going to move too slow online. So I have to use my laptop, but it has no HDMI or USB cord that I can hook up to it. So next week I'll be able to have my mic and sound a little better. Right now I probably sound like Peadro in the truck. So I want to apologize to our fans.
Last week when you had your computer run, you accidentally shared a screen and it said Spank Bang BBW in Asia.
Come on, man. That's a very small category. Worth looking at.
Aaron's computer is, he's been carrying so many bad bitches on it that it needs a break. That's the problem. That's why.
That's the thing. It's got some big shoulders, this computer. I make sure my computer, most people can't say they get their download work. My computers earn their money in that time I have. They earn their money.
Thank you for listening to our show. Stay healthy, stay positive, stay safe, and tap in with us. Check out our Patreon page. We love the support, and send us fan mail. If you got any questions or anything you want us to talk about, send it in to us on Instagram, Twitter, or at highscore510.fans@gmail.com.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, Pedro.
Let me say one thing. Fans out there. I'm just praying in tongues to end the show so we can have some more blessings.
You need to pray in tongues for this movie Clueless that's on. Did anybody else, the only person realize this fool was in law school and he started dating his stepsister, who was in high school.
Yep. There's a problem with that.
Hey,
Your boy Ant-Man.
Hey, yeah, let's cancel it.
That's why. Is that why Ant-Man was on house arrest in Ant-Man 2?
Yeah, he's still dealing with the charges from that 20 years later. Hey, all right, well, thank you for listening to our show, and stay healthy, stay positive. We'll see you next time, and we will leave you with this.
Dead people shit, all right? Shit, man. Doing this shit because this here's business. Now, as soon as we get the shit, watch y'all back and shit. Yeah, I got my shit. That's like killing some shit twice, man.
To refried beans. Buy that shit right the first time.
Shit. Dead people shit. Now, where's the shit?
Shit?
The shit that you found.
I found a whole stock of them in the alley.
Whoa. You get it when we get the shit.
The shit. The shit drugs. The drugs, and I get the money.
Kill that noise, man. Let's just get the shit.
You'll get the shit. You'll be knee deep in the shit.
Insane in the membrane type of shit.
What shit he talking about, man? Man, what type of shit? Can we just get our shit and go?
Man, you for real?
Yes! This is bullshit. Let's get this shit over with. Let's see how real this shit is you got.
Ah, the shit.
Shit. He got himself involved. Good shit. What? That shit wasn't funny.
Cops or some shit?
That shit. Let's just get the shit first.
Shit. Oh, you get the shit.
Woo!
Shit. You do. That will be up. You're gonna get the shit.
Oh, yeah, we spiders and shit.
Ain't this some shit?
Crazy.
Woo!
Well, all I know is that I had to keep Ed safe from going to search out weed in the city he didn't know that well, and from people that he didn't know. So we knock on the door, and Ed. The worst part about this is that Ed is a dude who looks wearing a cutoff denim sleeve jacket, all black denim, no sleeves on the denim jacket with patches on it. He looked real skinny, slightly emaciated, and he was like peeked in. He's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "We were told we can get da." He's like, "Okay." He takes us in there to this big room that had a mini fridge and a Boost boombox speaker on top of the mini fridge with one lamp and a desk. The rest of the room was empty, Peadro. There was nothing else in here except this desk with a couple scales and bags of weed on it. The dude said, I got this, that, and the other. Is this price? What do you want?" And this dude was like probably in his late 40s, early 50s, bald dude, same getup, all black denim, no sleeves on his denim jacket, and some tattoos, looking like he was like the head boss of some biker gang. And so Ed up in here being like, "Oh yeah, well, how much you think we should get?" I was like, "Ed, we going back tonight, so we don't want to try and bring it across the border." So I was like, maybe 2 grams should be enough for us to smoke in the next 6 to 8 hours we're gonna be here. So Ed's like, yeah, can we get 2 grams then? Ed looks in his wallet for $20. He ain't got 20. This Negro ain't got $20.
Ed never carries cash. He never carries cash.
He looked in his wallet, and before asking me if I had cash, he looks up to the dude and be like, "Do y'all take credit card?"
That's actually hilarious.
I looked at him like, I said, "Ed, this is how we get shot. You don't ask a drug dealer if they take credit card. To them, either you are an idiot or you sound like a Fed who's undercover.